Hello, you're watching Bangkok ChitChat, the YouTube channel from Thailand, all about Thailand. And before we get into the show, which is a good one, as always, for the new subscribers, thank you very much for subscribing. And if you're new to the channel, then if you could subscribe, that would be great. Also, liking and sharing, notification tells you when we download a new video. And also upload a new video so you can download the video. Yeah, cool, thank you. And comment at the bottom of the page, right?
Yeah,
What's
perfect.
wrong with you today? All right, on with the show. It's a Hua Hin Report, and of course, it's our man in Hua Hin. He's just had a round of golf. Richard, hello, mate.
I don't know about a round of golf, but I'm, up anyway, which is good. Well, yeah, good to see you both again.
Yeah, good.
Looking good.
You. Yeah.
There with your nice cool drinks. I've got the latte lawn ready here, so that's all right. It's been quite a couple of weeks, actually. Not a lot going on here. I mean, everywhere is so quiet. And of course, today being a holiday, the roads are really deserted almost.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I know.
Yeah.
More deserted than they normally are deserted because of COVID, right? Because it's quiet anyway here.
Yeah. Well, people are finding new things to do, I think, with the COVID thing, but we can come on to that.
Yeah.
There are a couple of newsy stories from around this area, which might be interesting. And I'm just having a quick look. I see there were some fishermen off the coast of Kirakan at the weekend, as they, a lot of fishermen go out from here and down the way. They're obviously well out into the Gulf doing their fishing, and then the boat started to capsize on Sunday. And luckily, somehow they managed to call for help by radio, I guess, and the Navy went out there and winched the crew off the boats up by helicopter and took them into Utapao. I don't know why they took them to Utapao rather than this side. I guess they were closer to your side, the other side. But, there's no logic as usual.
You imagine these poor fishermen, they've just capsized, and then they go, you get taken away, oh, you're going to take me back home. How the hell am I going to get back from Utapao without doing Hua Hin?
Thanks, guys.
Exactly.
All soaking wet.
Also, there's a question there. Why did they capsize? Was it heavy weather, bad weather, storm, or a leaky boat? Or?
I don't know. I mean, it has been a bit choppy out here.
That's what I'm thinking.
It has been a little bit rough. I don't know the full details. There were no real details about that available.
Yeah, I read something there was like two to 4 meter. I read something of 2 to 4 meter waves down Pitch Up Kirikan area.
Well, the winds at the moment and the waves have been, the winds have been coming in from the west, which is like across the other side of the hills. But occasionally we get them coming in from the east or the south, and they can be, they were fairly choppy last weekend. I know that. And, all the kiteboarders were out there, and they were having quite a rough ride as well. But anyway, at least this boat, I gather the boat sank completely, and they just got the guys off in time.
Wow.
So that was good.
Yeah.
And I think they had to go to hospital and have a checkup. What else?
COVID
There was another boat that capsized. Another boating story. A boat transporting pigs from Thailand to Vietnam capsized. It had 200 pigs on board.
Oh, don't. Go on.
It's not funny.
I don't laugh then.
Only one. We can't do this. Only one survived.
I'm trying to think of a joke here.
Everyone
Only
survived.
one survived, right?
Can pigs fly?
So, it's true. Okay, but the owner of the boat, managed to get the pig back to shore eventually, and decided to have it as a lucky pig.
Oh,
Keep it as a lucky pig. There you go.
Lucky for the pig.
Lucky for the pig as well. They didn't end it. Yeah, there you go. So 2 boating stories. We don't really have much else except for the dreaded COVID.
Yeah, which don't like to talk about, but to be honest, it's on everybody's lips, literally.
Yeah, and the situation here is, like everywhere, has been quite difficult. But the numbers have been falling slightly here over the past week or two, I think, couple of weeks. I had the numbers for today somewhere. There weren't that many today. 15 new cases in Prachuap Khiri Khan today.
Oh.
Total number of cases in Prachuap 1,600, 1,291 recovered. So that's about 390 in hospital. So the numbers are not that high here.
Yeah.
In that place. However, you know, the place that's been really making the news has been the local pineapple factory down in Prambury, just to the south, because they have a lot of Burmese workers there, you know, preparing the pineapples and things. And they have, I think they employ over 3,000 people at that place.
Wow.
And let me look at my numbers here. More than 1,300 Burmese workers have been detained at the plant down the way there. And about 42 cases were found to be positive, and those people have been transferred to a local field hospital, which has been set up in a university just south of the town here.
Okay.
So that little area of the pineapple factory has been one of those little hotspots.
Clusters, as they call them, right?
And they've also, the government have been testing the actual pineapples to see if there's any contamination, and they found it to be clear, which is quite good news.
Okay. I was just saying, pineapple goes well with pork.
You vaccine the pineapples. Yeah.
And pizza.
Yes, it does. Pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. Don't go down that way. Don't get me going. Has no right to be on a pizza. So, okay, so these are clusters you're talking about. And of course, in Bangkok, you know, these figures are, well, as they would be, are much higher. A question that if you take a break from your news, or you haven't got any more anyway, you know, like Phuket, they are doing this bubble sand pit or whatever you want to call it, right? Yeah.
Bubbly.
Yeah, and there's a lot of questions being raised. How are they going to enforce it? But being an island, I should imagine it's easier to just keep people in one place. Samui is going to follow soon. I think Phuket is 1st of July, if it happens. And then how does Hua Hin go on this bubble thing? Are they looking at it like another resort would, or?
Well, they've set themselves a task to vaccinate 350,000 people between now and October. And October is the date that they want to open Hua Hin up to international visitors. So that's going to be their goal, really, 350,000 over the next few months. And who knows how that'll go. I think they'll probably do it. You know what it's like here in Thailand. They're not particularly organized, but they will eventually get it together. And I think initially just getting enough supplies everywhere has been the main problem. Well, the first problem, I think, was convincing the government and the authorities that the vaccines are safe. You know, this has been I think this was a major psychological hurdle.
Yeah.
And then for them to actually approve it. And of course, it's obviously slowed the process down of getting people vaccinated. So I think, Thailand will get it together. Personally, I'm very confident that everybody will be able to get a vaccine, or just about everybody. But not until next month. That's when it starts, as we know.
June 7th, June 7th. Yeah.
June 7th.
June, July, August, September. Then October the 1st is when they want to have 350 people done here. And everywhere you go here, I mean, I just came into the golf course. I had to have the temperature taken, even though I'm sitting outside in this nice open air place on my own.
By the way.
Which is the best place to be, really, at the moment. But it is good because people are very aware. Everyone's wearing a mask. No crash helmet. Mask, yes. No crash helmet.
No. Safety first.
I'm just trying it, but it just doesn't work.
You can tell lockdown's affecting Richard, can't you? He was never like this a year ago. Richard, a question that I want Andrew to answer, because he just told me something that I didn't know, and maybe it's just me being ignorant, about the first jab and the second one. Did you know that there has to be a long time between them?
Well, the first thing is with the Sinovac, that hasn't been approved by WHO yet, but it's been approved by the FDA in Thailand. Yeah? So this is why people are a little bit nervous. And AstraZeneca is a license given to Thailand to manufacture it. So part of the question is what the people are concerned about, and the Net Citizen and from the Thai side is they're saying, well, how do we know it's going to be made correctly? So
That wasn't my question.
I think so the timing between the two. Yeah.
Did you know this, Richard?
So when you get it, your first jab, then you're supposed to wait about 8 to 12 weeks before you get your second one. Now, when UK started it, they said 4 weeks, and then they changed it. So they're saying 8 to 12 weeks for the best effect. Okay?
Oh, I didn't know this, Richard.
And then after that, you've got about, I think it's 2 to 3 weeks before you get the full effect after you've had that.
So once you've taken the second jab, you still got like 2 or 3 weeks before you're completely immune.
Yeah, you've got the best effect from that drug.
Did you know that, Richard? I didn't know that.
Yes, I did.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Well, friends in the UK had AstraZeneca, and they were told initially it was going to be 8 weeks, and then many of them had to wait around 12. After the findings had showed that it was a little more effective after.
But they're also saying in Thailand they're going to wait 16 weeks. It could be 16 weeks. So, this comes back to the situation of the bubbles. Yeah, they've got to fix something. 16 weeks. That's 4 months. Yeah.
But I mean, there's a conspiracy theory already here that I'm forming in my mind. 16 weeks. Is it because they haven't got the product and they're waiting for more of it to come in or be manufactured?
They've admitted that.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Okay. So they've admitted that they may stretch it to 16 weeks. My question would be is, when the efficacy rate for after 4 weeks was less than 8 weeks, does the efficacy drop after 8, 12, 16, 20? It's like diluting. If you keep diluting it, what happens?
Well, that's why you may need boosters.
But this is further on down the road because of the different variants. But the other thing is the problem we've got is people are just not confident because the information is not consistent going out. Now, it's not unique to Thailand. Yeah.
No, of course not.
UK's gone through all this as well. Yeah. So they have to get a consistent message to go out there. Then you've got the next question about Pfizer now will come in. Moderna is already getting approved.
Hang on, when you're saying it's coming in, it's being imported, not manufactured here.
It's being applied to through the FDA. Yeah?
But not to be manufactured here. No. Okay.
No. And Moderna is coming in. So when you've got that, now people are saying, well, wait a minute, which one?
Spoiled for choice.
So once again, that's going to delay the process.
I actually thought that there was a bit of a problem getting the production up to scale at the local bioscience company here in Thailand. So I believe they weren't able to produce as much as they at first thought they could.
Absolutely correct.
And I read that was causing a little bit of a delay, but nothing too serious, I think.
No.
I think it's just a question of really sort of let the government get the vaccines in, then they will eventually get it out. And frankly, whether it's Sinovac or Moderna or AstraZeneca, they're probably all more or less as good as each other overall. There are slight variations, but they're probably all pretty well effective.
I mean, dodgy ground, so I'll be careful how I word it, because Thailand are very good at doing things, as you said earlier. Do you think there is a little fear about it being manufactured, certain vaccines being manufactured here, as opposed to the ones that are being manufactured abroad?
Who knows? I mean, I can't answer that except to say, in my opinion, it will have been probably very closely checked. And the production process will have been, it's probably very much a systematic approach. But I'm not I'm not an expert on that.
No. And that was an unfair question to ask you in a way.
Actually, just something comes back to mind is that even within Europe, India was actually manufacturing for export to the Europe. So I think the marketing of it or the information coming out is they should be not explaining in detail, saying, listen, there is a quality control process here.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to
meet the license, to build up confidence.
Obviously, this factory is being run by scientists, and if they've been granted a license, the process to get a license, you have to go through protocols. So I just wish it was more available to give the public a little bit more confidence.
CM Biotech is the name of the company. But, Thailand actually has a very good record of its healthcare and systems and the quality of service at just about every level. I have every confidence that the vaccine's going to be perfectly all right.
Now you've explained it like that. It's just, I think there could be more PR done to give more confidence to people.
Well,
That's all I'm saying, because you don't see a lot of it. You know?
I think if they could do the same as they did when saying, you know, wear a mask, wash your hands, that sort of PR style, very simple, straightforward, yeah, and they could turn around and explain about the vaccine that, you know, Sinovac should be used for this age group, and AstraZeneca should be used for that age group.
Yeah.
Because as a doctor said in our last video, if you haven't watched it,
yeah,
please
I was
watch
going to plug
yeah.
it. Last week we had this doctor on, Dr. Eric Feischman, who's 25 years ago was doing Ebola and doing the HIV, and it was a very good interview that put a lot of our queries and worries at rest.
He's very knowledgeable. I had the pleasure of meeting him down here a few months ago.
Oh.
And somebody told me that they saw your YouTube with him, your interview, and said it was extremely informative.
Yeah, last
Terrific.
week that went out last week. So
Yeah.
you
You
know,
should watch it, Richard. You should watch it.
we learned. So we were just here, like asking a question and then just going, "Wow, oh yeah." Oh. I mean,
Yes,
we're interested
this
in every interview we do, but this was super interesting because it was, you know, like what's happening right now.
Extremely knowledgeable.
Yeah, but I think the whole thing is the PR side has to be improved and be clear.
I agree. That's what I was saying.
And then people have more confidence.
What was Eric's opinion on that? Did he agree with the PR side, or was he just into the?
Yes, I think he did.
Technology?
He did. We didn't go into specifics, but he did agree that there has to be better information out there. But he also agreed that there's a lot of misinformation. I mean, the internet is you can't control that. And he also said that he thought the figures that we're getting are far less than the actual reality. Yeah.
Probably right.
And he also said didn't he, if you remember, a lot of it in Thailand is driven by fear. He said they look at the figures, and then he quoted a figure. I think it was like 0.04% of people die from it, or whatever it was. Yeah. And he says a lot of people just look at that figure and go, I don't want to die. And he said, in reality, looking as I'm talking for him as a doctor, I see the whole picture. It's so small chance of dying, but people in Thailand are fearful of the end, of what could happen. And he said that's why the early masks are worn and everything else, because people are frightened of it.
Yeah. And that's a good way to get people to comply, yeah?
Well, that's maybe a good idea for why not PRing it. Just let people have a bit of fear. It's like the old HIV in the old days. You can catch it in swimming pools. You can catch it on toilet seats. Everyone really didn't want to catch HIV, you know, so it helped that it wasn't transmitted so vastly.
Right,
So maybe there's a bit of that going on with that.
What about travel? Just before we went on, we were talking about travel from one province to the other. I know one or two people that have come from Chiang Mai and driven down and not been stopped on the way or anything.
Yeah.
Things seem to be flowing reasonably well. But on the other hand, when you read some of the news or you hear something on television, often they say, well, actually, there are checkpoints. So there seems to be a bit of a grey area. And I don't see anything around here too much. There are one or two checkpoints, but nobody's ever really stopped at them. So, you know.
They're checking for helmets.
Exactly. I wish they were.
Yeah. My neighbour's just come back from Phuket, and he had no problem just getting into Dong Mueang, just off the plane. No worries. No worries.
Good. I was just going to say, I think COVID has allowed people like you and me, who are a little bit up in our age, to try out a few new different things. And there are a few things here, a few people here that have started like a new YouTube channel. I was just watching before I came out a YouTube by a guy down the road. He runs a property company. Arnold is his name.
Yeah.
And he's started a cooking channel, which I thought was quite good.
Okay. I mean, lots of YouTube have opened.
He's decided to, rather than go out and mix with people, to start his own cooking thing, and he's showing people how to make a tiramisu and then a steak and all sorts of wonderful things.
Great.
And then there's another guy who's recently started producing videos using a drone.
Yeah, drone videos are big, bro. Yeah.
Drone videos are great. And Michael Brown is the guy's name. He lives just down the road. He wasn't available to come and join me today. But, well, we did actually hook up yesterday. And this is partly why I've come here. Now, if I lift the camera up, you'll see it's really very beautiful outside.
Yeah, that looks
Yeah.
lush.
That-
Lush.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the part of the golf course. Now I'm at Hua Hin Royal Golf Course, the oldest golf course around. And this place is nearly 100 years old. It'll be 100 years in 2024. That's in 2 years' time. So there's obviously going to be a lot of celebration here at that time. And Michael is coming here over the next couple of weeks with his drone to fly up the courses and take some brilliant shots.
They'd be good at that. Yeah.
The players and scenery, and there's Hinlek Phi Hill up
Yeah.
the way there.
Yeah.
Fabulous location.
Yeah.
So in a few weeks, we should have a brand new video based around this nearly 100-year-old golf course.
Perfect.
Which is
Perfect.
absolutely magnificent.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
for golfers, they can
And-
look at the course as well, and they can
That's right,
see how long the whatever it is, and the other thing with the sand in it,
Exactly.
what they're called. I'm not a golfer, but
Yeah,
really,
really,
but
Also, just to be able to get a different visual perspective of this place.
yeah, yeah.
Because you see, if you look over my shoulder, I lift the camera up. Well, let's move over here.
Okay.
See what's in the distance? Can you see that way in the distance?
Yeah.
Red roof thing, a red.
It's a brand new train station.
The train, yeah.
Oh, right.
And of course,
Right.
the train station, you can see here, you can see the line over there.
Yep, got it.
And there's the station down there. And of course, we're at the golf course, which is directly opposite
Wow.
the old train station,
Yeah.
which is being kept open here.
Yeah.
And that's partly why I came here, because it is such a unique place. It's going to celebrate 100 years very shortly. Now, coincidentally, the 100 years is likely to more or less coincide with the opening of this railway,
Oh.
which is going to be 18 months to 2 years down the road, combined with the arrival of international tourists via Hua Hin Airport. Now that's starting hopefully at the beginning of next year. But of course, within 2 years, there should be quite a number of tourists back and coming into Hua Hin. So it looks like there's going to be quite a synergy and focus of different things happening
Yep.
to mark 100 years of this place, plus a new railway,
Yeah.
plus hopefully a new invigorated number of tourists
Yeah.
arriving in this area in
That sounds
2024.
great. Just before you start, while we're on the drone thing, for the next Hua Hin report, can we get this guy on? Because I'd really like to talk to him, because drones are like a big
I'll
thing
see
on
if you can
YouTube.
join us on the next one. All right. And what I do have is I have a little video which I took of his drone yesterday. I'll send that off to you very shortly.
Okay.
And
Oh,
you
great.
can pop that in this one.
Yeah.
And I'll see if we can get hold of Mike. But Mike's off to America in a few weeks. But if we can get him into this show, then I'll do that.
Thanks a
Yeah,
lot.
can I ask you, you're seeing all this development that's going on, yeah? I think Hua Hin is going to recover, well, I say fast, but by the end of the day, like the next couple of years, it'll probably be better than it was before COVID, yeah? With all the stuff that's going on, yeah?
Hopefully.
I think
Now,
so.
this is, I was looking, as friends of mine down there, they're trying to sell their house and they're trying to, maybe go back to their own country or whatever it is. This is probably an ideal time for people looking to purchase, yeah, because the prices will be
Yes.
lower, yeah. So if people have got cash, yeah, and they want to buy something, they want to live by
Yeah.
the sea, they should be looking at it now.
It's a
yeah?
terrific time. It's a terrific time to invest in this area. The whole place is growing so quickly. There are new housing developments over the back of the hills here. Cranberry is growing faster than anywhere else, I think, at the moment. And that's a beautiful part of the world, just south of Hua Hin. And obviously all the way up towards Cha Am, going north. It's full on here. It's a great time to buy land. There's a lot of land for sale. People are obviously capitalizing, or they've run short of money. There's a lot of land up for sale at the moment around this area.
That's interesting.
So
yeah.
you're right. So for a couple of years from now, due to some negative things, Hua Hin could be really in a positive situation because they
Yes.
had to rethink things out. They're looking at the infrastructure, and it will just be a better place all round.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. With the train's going to make a hell of a difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hell of a
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
Hell of a difference.
Well,
Okay.
they
Well,
basically,
Sorry,
Yeah,
go on. No, I was going to say, that's it. Thank you very much. Bye. No, carry on, Richard.
Hey, thank you.
No, go on. We're going to wrap it up.
No, I
shortly,
was just
but-
going to say this very, very quickly. You can see the track behind me. It's a twin track, and it's the narrow gauge, so it's a slower trains.
Okay.
Which is interesting. Now, I was talking to the owner of this club yesterday, who's Thai, and his name is Kumpramot, not the one that you know, Andy. And he's terrific. He's very, very well informed. And I did ask him, well, what about the high-speed train?
Yes.
Is that going to come through here? So his response was, well, actually, yes, eventually it probably will, but it's going to be some way down the road, literally, or down the line. But he said the priority really would be to get the northern railway lines done first, from Vientiane, actually Kunming, through Laos, Vientiane, Nakhon Nowhere, what's it called? Nakhon Ratchasima, down to Bangkok.
Yes.
And also Nakhon Ratchasima down to Chonburi. These are going to be the main railway areas down to Utapao in that area.
Yeah.
And then from Bangkok down through Hua Hin down towards Malaysia. So that's going to be 5 or 6 years before there's any sign of a high-speed train service.
Yeah.
According
Well,
to
call me
Kumpramot,
old-fashioned, but with time on our hands as us fairly aging people, we don't care about speed. I love a train journey. I know you do. I love going on trains, love it. And I just like sitting outside and watching, the countryside go by. If it's like going 150 miles an hour, yes, you get from A to B quicker, and that will help some people that need to get there quicker. But I think nothing wrong with a slowish train. Do you?
It depends what you call slow. Yeah.
Well, no, I don't mean Thomas the Tank Engine slow. I mean, no, like a Utia. Going to Utia, those carriages do rock from. They put on a fair, I don't know how fast they're going, but that's okay.
They stop at every stop. That's the problem.
No, it depends which one you get, but this is not an Utia report.
There we go.
Yeah, okay then, mate. Well, yeah, the drone thing I'd really like to see, because that is a hot subject for YouTube as well.
Yeah.
And if you can send us a clip, hopefully we can put it in this program.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll send you a shot of the drone itself, which we just tested out yesterday here.
Yeah.
And I'll see if we can get Mike in on the next show. I might even see if we can get Kumpramot to join us, because he's a character.
Yeah, cool.
He's great fun.
Cool. That'd be great. That'd be great. Richard, thank you very much, and hope to see you very, very soon. Thanks for your time, bro. Bye-bye.
All right, see you later.